What is up, RetroManiacs? My name is Mike, his name's Joe, and his name's EP, and we're here to talk about cards. This week, we are going to give you the top 5 greatest football cards of all time. Not just this week, not this year, all time. What does greatest mean? Not necessarily the most expensive, not necessarily the most iconic, but maybe some mixture of both and a couple other special ingredients thrown in. I don't know. But this is our list. Don't fight us in the comments because our list is right.
Yep.
You're not right. We're right, right? We agree.
So I was going to go somewhere different.
I have a feeling
with
people are
that.
going to be fighting us in the comments. I don't know.
I feel like they're going to too.
So-
But that's fun.
So what Kyle Peterson says when he does his top 5 list, he goes, this list is my list. So it's 100% right because it's my list. Your list also, it's your list. So it's 100% right because it's your list. So whatever.
I like that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
like that.
Yep.
So this is our list. You can fight us, but we're not wrong. You're not wrong either, but neither are we. We're all right. Anyway, Mike, get into it. Card number 5, the greatest football cards of all time. The 1986 Jerry Rice rookie card. This is an iconic card. It's a pretty valuable card. Greatest wide receiver to ever play the game. I think you mix that all up in a pot and you pull it out. You got the number 5 greatest football card of all time. All time.
And I'll tell you what, this card is one of those cards where I kind of roll my eyes at the difference between a PSA 8 and a PSA 9, a PSA 10 with most cards. No, this is legit because these cards are so condition sensitive. This set with the green and the distinct border, and it's just there's so many things that can go wrong with this card. So if you see one in high grade, it's a special. It legitimately a special card. I love this set in general. We're not going to go into detail about other cards in the set, but that Steve Young card, I kind of want that one as well. That's his rookie card. But I love this set. Jerry Rice, like you said, Mike, greatest of all time. There's no argument there. There better not be, because we're definitely right about that.
Yeah, definitely.
This is not my favorite set necessarily. I'm not a big fan of the green, but this card itself is one that's like on a pedestal. And what we were talking about, we're trying to figure out whether our 5 cards were. I texted you guys. I said, like, I remember talking about this like at the lunch table in high school, talking about the Jerry Rice rookie card, like 1993, 1992, stuff like that. Just kids trying to sell it, kids talking about it back and forth. Just like it was just like this card that is like even back then, and it's still to today, is got this like this place on a pedestal. Again, because like where all the things that Mike said, because of Jerry Rice being the greatest of all time, because of the set, the condition sensitivity of the set, and the look of the card, it's very distinct. That green it kind of stands out. So it's a really this card belongs on. And if you make a list like this and this card is not on it, your list might be wrong.
Might be.
We're not saying it is, but it might be. All right. Number 4 greatest football card of all time. The 1989 score Barry Sanders rookie card. Not the most valuable rookie card. They made a lot of them. They did. It seemed limited back in the day, but we found out over time that it was limited compared to the other stuff that was put out. But there's still a lot of them out there. But it is an iconic card from an iconic set. And that is why we have it. A greatest running back of all time, too. Fight me in the comments. You might not be. There are a lot of great running backs, but I got to thinking about our list here, but I love Barry Sanders. Who doesn't love Barry Sanders? Number 4 greatest football card of all time.
I would say arguably the greatest running back of our time. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a difference there. Like there's another running back we're going to talk about here later. We didn't get to watch him play live, right? Like watching Barry, watching Barry. Well, you might have, Mike. You're old enough, but watching Barry Sanders run was special. Watching Barry Sanders run was special. I'll never forget the Dallas play where the defensive lineman was just standing there because he thought Sanders was already tackled, and he just goes right behind him. One of the most fun players to ever watch. This set, you hit the nail on the head. This is an iconic set. Like that 1989 score, another green bordered card too, right? Like that's
His
pretty
was
good. Two for two. His was, yeah. But yeah, it just like I look at the card and I wish it wasn't just a mug shot, but that's kind of what that set is, and that's kind of what made it, different, unique from some of the other stuff.
Yeah, this is one of those cards where when somebody says football cards, the words football cards together, like this is one of the things that pops into my head, like immediately, like, okay, football cards are like the image of this card, because it is so iconic, because it is Barry Sanders again, like stop on a dime, could accelerate like crazy. My favorite player to watch of all time. There was an argument over Twitter. I can't remember who was talking about it, but somebody was like,
argument on Twitter.
Well, yeah, no. right. So somebody's like, compare these players, and someone's like, Barry Sanders is the greatest of all time. If you don't believe that, it's because you never watched him play like in person. Like if you were out watching him on Sundays and Mondays and Thursdays and stuff when he played, and like on Thanksgiving, like when you see him do the things he could do on the football field with some horrific teams, by the way, like what he was able to do with very little help, like it was all him so many times. He's the greatest of all time. My dad would argue with me about the guy we're going to talk about later, but still, he's, to me, great card, great player, maybe a greater card just because of how iconic it is.
All right, old guys talk about older players, but number 3 on our list of greatest cards of all time, the 2017 National Treasures, Patrick Mahomes RPA. I mean, he is clearly one of the all-time great quarterbacks, even though he's still playing. Will he win more Super Bowls than Tom Brady? I don't know. He might not, to be determined. But you can't argue that the guy is just fantastic. You might hate him, you might love him, but he's good. You hate him because he's good, or you love him because he's good. Mm-hmm. And this is clearly his most iconic card, most valuable card by far. Our most valuable card on the list, I would want to say, maybe, I don't know. We'll see when it comes up next. But what a great card, great player. I mean, it has to be on the list. We can't just do guys from our generation. Patrick Mahomes, right up there with the best of them.
Maybe we'll do that list later, but you're right. Like, you can't have a list of iconic, great football cards without talking about those RPAs. I mean, and again, I know you don't like Panini EP, you don't like, the National Treasures and the Flawless and those types, but that's the rookie. That out of 9, that true RPA are very, very special in the hobby. A week ago, didn't want to bring this up, but I have to. A week ago, EP did say Josh Allen was a better investment than Patrick Mahomes.
He did, yeah.
He did say that. I got to disagree with him. Spoiler alert, no Josh Allen's on this. Now, it was a blind ranking, so he didn't know Patrick Mahomes is there. I'll give him a little credit. He probably would have done it anyway. That's how he feels about Patrick Mahomes. I hate him because he's so good. I'm one of those people. I finally got him on one of my main fantasy football leagues, League 3 for us, and he had a revenge game against his former owner right over here last week, put up like 30 burger on Mike. But yeah, to finally have him on my team and root for him, it's a little special. It's a special moment. But yes, those RPAs are iconic, and that's an iconic card.
Yeah, I drafted him in as a rookie in our one league, the XFC, many years ago, when he that 4-touchdown game that was like a couple weeks ago, like just a huge thing. Like he is like, he has the numbers, he already has Super Bowl wins. Like he is definitely a player that deserves to be on this kind of list. As Joe said, this is my kind of card, but I see why this kind of card should be on the list, just because of, especially as popular as RPAs are now. Like if you're talking about RPAs, like in general, like this is one of the cream of the crop, top ones. If you're talking about the best football players of all time, Mahomes is in the conversation. So you have to have this. This card kind of has to be on the list for sure.
And it was 2017, so that jersey might have actually been touched by Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And like for the newer generation of collectors too, as far as a rookie card, like this is the top rookie card for anybody out there. So yeah, it's just this generation, that card is a grail for a lot of people. That's a card a lot of people won't be able to get that they'd like to have, but yeah. All right, number 2 on our list is another card that a lot of people maybe our age would like to have, but some of us may have had, and others of us have never had and never will. That is the 2000 Contenders Tom Brady rookie autograph card. I mean, from our era, obviously Tom Brady is the greatest, as I could easily say, greatest player that's ever played the game. He has the most Super Bowls. He's just record upon record, and this card is the card you want if you wanted a Tom Brady rookie. Joe, I think you might know a little bit about this. At one point in time, you were a Tom Brady super collector.
Now I'm down to one.
What was the ultimate card that you chased and finally attained?
So what's crazy is, and go back and watch the video series I did on this. The first video I did is I'm not getting the Contenders. That was, I said I cannot afford. I said maybe SB Authentic I can get up to, maybe playoff. What was the other one? Oh shit, what was the other? Momentum? I think playoff Momentum. That was but like I'm not going to be able to get the Contenders. I'm not going to be able to do it. And then we did a little proviso there at the end, and I ended up getting it. And to just have ownership of that card for it ended up being like less than a year. But to have ownership of that card was really freaking cool. Like, and you know, I could have a child. I could have a child, and I would have gotten less congratulations than I did when I told people I had gotten this card. So, yeah, it was really, really cool to own. For the card itself, I mean, you've got him in his Patriots uniform. It's such a big deal because he wasn't a first-round pick, so he wasn't going to rookie photo shoots. So to have him in his Patriots uniform, to have it autographed, which was like, that was like a crazy time. Those first couple of years of Contenders where, 98, 99, 2000, when they started to autograph the rookie cards was innovative and crazy at the time. Part of the set, it wasn't an insert. It was, you needed this card to complete the set. So an absolutely amazing card. It absolutely should be on this list.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Mahomes a little bit ago. A lot of people talk about the Chiefs, and they get all the calls, and they're cheating and this and that. But I mean, the Tom Brady, they actually changed the rules for Tom Brady, like the Tuck rule. They introduced that. Like that was all because of him in the playoffs. And so, like, in the same thing, same kind of player, where just because they are so good, and they maybe they get a few more calls, but they are so good that it seems like everything kind of goes their way. Tom Brady was that player, and this card. I mean, I feel like this card is the reason why Contenders is what it is for today, right? This was the card that made Contenders what Contenders is. And as much as we love the Contenders from the previous years, like this is the one that transformed that set into one of the most desired sets in all of sports card collecting. And I mean, it's Tom Brady. It is the most desirable Tom Brady rookie card. Like Mike said, most of us mere mortals will never hold one. I think, Joe, you let us hold it. I think, didn't you bring it at one point?
Yeah, let me as an aside. So I let Mike Jones hold it too, and he jokingly threw it, and then I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he had no idea what it was worth. He just knew it was inexpensive. He had no idea what it was worth. So yeah, that was a scary moment in my life right there.
I witnessed it too, and to give collectors a little bit of perspective. If we go back to the year 2000, you put a box of Contenders in front of us and we ripped it and we pulled this card out of it.
Oh my gosh.
We would have been disappointed.
Yep.
Yeah. We would have actually been disappointed. As hard as that is to believe. Yeah.
Yep. Put it in the comments box.
And
I'm sure a lot of them ended up there too.
Yeah.
And that's probably why, they're very condition sensitive, probably because people were just throwing them into a box. And one last point about Contenders as a brand now, like people like roll their eyes about like, oh, look at this like 8th round quarterback, that I pulled nowadays. The reason they do that is because Contenders is like, oh, look what we did back in 2000. We gave you a bitchin' Tom Brady card. So, we're going to have to throw those third string offensive lineman rookies in there from time to time because maybe they do turn out into something.
All right. You've anxiously awaited the number one greatest football card of all time. And I know there are already people complaining in the comments. You guys did not pick one vintage card. Well, because we picked the vintage card, in my opinion. the 1958 Topps Jim Brown or Jimmy Brown.
I was going to say, I believe it's Jimmy Brown.
It is Jimmy Brown. I'm not a huge football card vintage collector. Maybe some people think we should have more vintage on the list. Vintage football still is not anywhere near as popular in the hobby as the rest. Like vintage baseball, very popular. Vintage basketball and football, not so much. But this is a card I would love to have in my collection. Maybe someday I will get a low grade. Jim Brown was just amazing. I wasn't old enough to watch him play, regardless of what Joe might insinuate here.
Do you upgrade your age, or you round up quite a bit on your age? You could be old enough.
I would have to like 10 years. Really round up. This is a little bit before my time. But yeah, I mean, maybe the greatest running back. Barry Sanders and Jim Brown, don't make me pick. They're both great. They're just both great. They're both the greatest of all time. But yeah, this card is iconic. I love the look of these cards. I love the design of the cards. Very, very condition sensitive. If you have a high grade, you're rolling in the dough. Some of us might look for a 1 or a 2 in it. I'd be happy with that. I would love to have one. But our number one greatest football card of all time, Jimmy Brown.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, first off, the card itself, I do love the design. I love the helmets off, so you can, a lot of the times you don't see that with football players. They're always, their faces are covered a lot of the time. So the way they designed this card was really, really good. Him as a player, again, none of us are old enough to have watched him, but watching film of him, it's just absolutely amazing the things he could do for his size.
Mm-hmm.
Like apparently they took any sort of potential for acting talent and they put it into his ability to be a running back, because he was not a very good actor.
Oh, but, come on. He was good.
He was fine. Yeah.
He was Jim Brown. He was Jim Brown.
But yeah, just his running style was he ran as fast as a small back, but he could hit as hard as a big back. Right. So I just can't even imagine like the random people who were part-time football players at that time having to try and tackle someone like Jim Brown. Great card. And it's probably one of the most accessible cards because you don't have to get it in a high grade.
Mm-hmm.
To own it in a 1, a 1.5, a 2, something like that. That's fine. You're holding this piece of history. You don't really need it to be crisp, sharp corners or whatever. Like, you might want a 1 that has, better corners. EP might want a 1 that's, better centered or whatever. No surface, you have options, which is nice for this card. With the Brady card, with the Mahomes card, it's very, very limited, very, very expensive, no matter the grade. Here you can get something in that lower grade and you can actually add it to your collection, which is cool.
This is another one of those cards that if it's not on your list might be wrong. Just because it is this card of this player that is, like, in my opinion, it is on the highest pedestal in the hobby. I agree with 100% with our ranking on this one, just because of that. I mean, Jim Brown. This is the guy that said about my dad would argue with me that he was better than Barry Sanders. I mean, I still love to watch Barry Sanders, but you watch, like Joe said, I was going to bring up NFL films. Like my dad would sit me down and say, "Here, watch this." But you see it on NFL films, what he could do in NFL, like what he would do on the field. I mean, you're only seeing the highlights, of course, but I mean, he only played for 10 years, just like Barry Sanders did. So what he was able to accomplish in those 10 years, just a phenomenal career, phenomenal player, just an iconic card, 100% number one card in this list.
And he would be just as good playing today,
yes,
as he was back then.
Might be better. I mean, depending on the offensive line in front of him.
Like,
I mean,
the way his size and the way he ran, the only comp I can even think of is Derrick Henry, right? Like someone like big and fast, and that's probably they don't make them like that anymore. Very rarely.
All right, there you have it. Give us your list. I'm sure you already did, but if you didn't, give us your top 5 greatest football cards of all time in the comments, and we'll tell you how right you are too.
Yeah, there it is.
There it is. All right, guys, that was a pretty good show. We'll be back next week. Maybe we'll do another list next week. What do you think?
Maybe. Okay. Let's do one. Why not?
Okay, we'll do that. All right, guys. See you next week.
See you, boys.
See ya.